Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 28, Faces Part 1 by the legendary Matt Wagner. Such a great book. Can't wait to show it to you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and we'll get right into it. Alright, so Matt Wagner, I feel like, has been part of the conversation a little bit more lately because of the impending release of his Grendel series at Netflix. I am super excited about it. Grendel is like my spirit animal, as weird as that sounds, because how evil does that make me? But the devil is inside all of us after all. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I think it's going to be some quality shit. So, but I feel like this is bringing some attention to Matt Wagner, and deservedly so. He is a legend of the comic industry. I love his stuff. Huge fan. Probably Mage just as much as Grendel. I, was more introduced to him because of the Christine Spark Grendel, and then of course as you do when you like a creator, you look for their other stuff, and like I was blown away by Mage and followed that, and just like followed Grendel and would get anything that Matt Wagner had anything to do with. He had like his Justice League Trinity. I think it might have been an Elsewhere, but I'm not 100%. Either way, it was like amazing. And this Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Faces, like, I feel like a lot of people just like love this book, and you're gonna see why in a second. But I want to point out the great cover. It's amazing. In addition to being like doing great storytelling, interiors, and terrific pen and ink, line art. I love Matt's paintings. Like, his colors are just gorgeous. Shout out to his son, Brennan Wagner, who is such a gorgeous colorist, and obviously the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I love to see their collaborations together. But this cover is beautiful. What a beautiful painting. Two-Face, obviously, like, it's so striking. Such great design. I feel like I can see a little bit of the sort of, even though this was kind of a template for Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, like the triangle here, and just like this logo is giving me a little bit of the Matt Wagner sort of like Grendel Art Deco thing that we know and love about him. So part 1, Faces, Matt Wagner, story and art, Willie Schubert, letters, Steve Olaf, colors, who was like the go-to colorist of this era. This is from like 1992, which I feel like this series pretty much kicked off because of like Bat Fever with the Michael Keaton movie. But this series is amazing. Like, if you see the index or the glossary or the checklist of creators who have worked on this, it is stunning. Like Mike Mignola, Michael Golden, Mike Zeck, all the mics are here. Matt Wagner, Craig, no, maybe not Craig Hamilton. I'm sorry, Craig Russell. Oh gosh, I could go on and on. Literally, it's just like they need to omnibus the shit out of this, is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I love about Matt Wagner's art. It's like, it's, and I feel like maybe, Frank Miller might have been biting off of him a little bit, but either way, there's room for both, and I'm not saying one is knocking off either one of the others, but they have a lot of the same noir sensibilities, and like Matt Wagner just draws such great, strong faces. He recently shared a gorgeous like portrait of Dick Tracy from an aborted project that he was going to do, and please, IDW or the powers that be, the reason it didn't happen is because some stupid executive at I don't even know where that is in charge of licensing wanted it to be like a modern story. Hell to the no. Like, we do not need a modern Dick Tracy. Way to ruin it. I mean, to see Matt Wagner's classic take on Dick Tracy. Just the teaser alone. So whatever. If they could get Betty White on Saturday Night Live, I'd like to see Matt Wagner on Dick Tracy, please. This is so fun. Like, look how great this is. This is like such classic Matt Wagner here. Like, there's this like fun masquerade going on, and you have all these things. I feel like, and maybe he did, but I feel like Matt, it just like has a huge affection for Superman that sort of comes through in some of his art sometimes, in a little nods and things like that. But it's just so good and classic. It's like funny because, you know, like with Grendel, we had like the amazing Panda Brothers art, which like I injected in my veins and will be addicted to for the rest of my life. And then I discovered like after that the Hunter Rose and Grendel, and I just loved that so much. And then you know, we would have Bernie Marrow and like other different artists on Grendel. And then when Matt Wagner like dropped in for like 4 issues at a time here and there, I was just like always so excited. And then you had like the Batman Grendel, which was like so amazing. And just like, I feel like there are certain artists, I don't know, I feel like Batman actually brings out the best in a lot of artists. But then there are certain artists who style just sort of like can't help but lend itself to Batman. I mean, come on, look at this like gorgeous line art on the suit. Like, that's freaking amazing. And like the texture and his burnt face. I just love this so much. It is like truly stunning. Like, just such great storytelling, and just like, I feel like the colors are holding up quite well, because this was like, you know, 30 years ago. So, especially since it was kind of around like when computer coloring was coming about, so it could have gone awry big time. But look at this. I mean, this is like, you know, Alex Toth, sort of like Will Eisner, just like super graphic, super, I mean, just amazing comic book storytelling. And I say it all the time, and I have to point it out when I see a good example of it. This is like the perfect example of something you can do in a comic book that you cannot do anywhere else. Like, he is using so many elements of comic book storytelling in such a great way. Like, there's panel action going on, but then there's like, you know, a collage aspect, and just sort of like, but it's also kind of just like a splash page as well. Like, just like so amazing. The striking use of red here, I just ties in with his hair, and I just think this is so good. You know, it's very like of the time of Batman. Like, you had like Mazzucchelli on Year One and Miller on Dark Knight, and just like, you know, some of these lines are a little Mignola-esque, and just, this is such a great classic Batman story, and so beautiful, and just like, is that the shadow? It's not, but is it? No, there's no way. I don't remember that. Oh my God, I love this. This is like Freak Show plus a million. And like, look at this gorgeous like perspective, and just like the black and the red. Like, oh, it's so good. Like, how can you not love comic book art? And like this right here, like if I ever had to plead a case in court and say why comic book art is like completely valid and beautiful and underrated and breathtaking and magic, like this is why right here. I mean, you've got Chewbacca. I'm just kidding. I realize it's a hair-faced woman. But anyway, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Faces Part 1 by Matt Wagner. What more could you want? So good. If you guys have not read this, you need to do it. I will definitely be following up with parts 2 and 3. So come back for more. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification. You know, you don't want to miss it. I put new content out all the time. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you later. Bye, guys.